Howdy, y'all. Got another hat on by Nelson. It's the blue sun rising during the dead of night. It's a pretty good one. Lots of symbols. Mean so many different things to so many different people. Religious symbols can mean something beautiful to one person and something ugly to another. Even to that same person, depending on their mood or their changing experiences, that same symbol can mean a lot of different things. There's definitely some amount of control we can find that the conscious mind expresses. But that subconscious and its narratives are very subtle and a lot of times difficult to even recognize. There's nothing wrong with a lot of the stories that the subconscious has inherited from life experience, expectation, and for a need to be safe. But just because there's nothing wrong with it, doesn't mean that those thoughts are always that useful. Sometimes the patterns might be outdated. And can cause us harm. You can tell from my dark videos that, there's nothing wrong with a little bit of pain sometimes. When we dwell on it, when we make it big, there's nothing wrong with that either, but I know personally I don't enjoy putting myself through that kind of experience. I'll deal with it. I'll go with it. And taking responsibility tends to make it disappear a little bit. There's a way, though, that I've started viewing the world that doesn't make the difficulty go away, but it sure does make things a lot more exciting. I'm certain that not everyone's nervous system likes to sit as high as mine does. I relish that sense of alertness. And so I've allowed myself to give into a little bit of magical thinking. It's always how I've seen the world. And to deny it and deny it has only ever brought me depression and a sense of lack. I love a sense of wonder, even when it's wonder about dark things. I'll watch my own dark videos and I'm like, whoa, spooky. And that's cool. I love being able to access all parts of myself. The realization that I'm the one accessing these things makes it like spooky, sure, but only in show. And then the other times, when that magic's appearing, I see God speaking directly to me, speaking through everyone, speaking through me sometimes. It's amazing. Even those scary times, when seen a bit more magically. Sure, it could be the response of my brain, the response of the subconscious, But that doesn't make it any less magical. And that doesn't make it any less divine. That doesn't make it any less the voice of God. I have been, for very long, a Kali devotee. And I think probably a lot of people who don't know her and don't know wrathful deities like her would probably look at her and think she's pretty spooky, scary. But man, is she lovely. And so I see her in some of these difficult times, the mocking of the senses. And all I can say now is, oh, Ma. However you want to show yourself, I'm ready to see. This type of magical thinking, which I think a lot of us have been conditioned to not examine, is actually really empowering. When I, at least, see myself as a big part of this beautiful and strange cosmic play, I feel like myself. I feel like I'm starting to see through the eyes of the child that I once was. Those symbols, like this one behind me there, or that one behind there, the hands, all the deities, they mean a lot. They have complexity to them. A lot to contemplate, a lot to meditate on, a lot to think about, a lot to see, a lot to hear. But sometimes it's the small things. Sweeping the floor, taking out the trash, doing laundry, showering, going on a drive, getting paid, drinking water. That these simple things, they suddenly become so meaningful. And I mean, obviously they are meaningful in their own right? A dirty floor is not as nice to step on, I guess, as a clean one. And I don't know, I guess if you like your own body odor, then maybe taking a shower gets rid of that. But again, it's all perspective. This magical type of thinking hasn't just allowed me to enjoy life more. It's allowed me to see every moment as impactful, meaningful, and at least for my small world, world-changing. In this type of living for me, there's no sacred, there's no profane, and all is sacred, and all is profane. It's like a great cosmic experience, but one that feels like it's right here, in my room, by myself. I think that's a really good place to be. In your room by yourself. I like to get out in the world. I love interacting with people. I love everything so much. But man, I just feel so at home in my home. Kind of like an example of how these simple metaphors translate to the subconscious, translate to the mind that's always looking for meaning. If you can see the meaning in the way that things are as they are, there's a lot of power to that. Your power. And you can supply yourself with that power just by looking towards the importance of everything you do, down to your very breath, down to that little hum that you could do to yourself, maybe to comfort you, maybe out of joy, or maybe the recognition that it could be either. I mean, even my big old red nose has become very meaningful to me. Because sure, I get spooky, but I feel kind of like a clown in the best way possible. I want to smile. I want to see others smile. I want to laugh. I mentioned Kali, right? Something that makes her so wonderful is her constant laughter. I've realized, though, that laughter is not funny to everyone. When you're the desire, or you're the I, me, mine, and Kali comes along and laughs in your face as she prepares to destroy you with simply her breath, simply a word. And she's laughing and laughing. That doesn't seem that nice. Doesn't change the fact that her laughs are from a place of love. We can't please everyone. We can't make everyone see our point of view, nor is it necessary. If we start trying to do that, I think we open ourselves up to really being concerned what other people think about us. And I'm confident in my place here and what I'm doing, and that I can continue to do it. It's fulfilling. It's satisfying. It's joyous. If it wasn't for this subjectivity, though, if it wasn't for these differing points of view, everything would be the same. If everyone only saw things based on the outward appearance, there'd be so much less beauty in the world. Probably a lot less pain, too. But is that worth it? I don't think so. I love the variety of all things. There needs to be an objective and a subjective perspective for anything to even be. I have a few really good symbols that are walking towards me all on the same day. And so I'm pretty excited about this day coming up. This upcoming Monday. I think it's the 20th, right? It's set up to look like a great day, but who knows if any of it will actually come through. We're supposed to be getting a couple things mailed to us that are already deeply symbolic. And I'll talk about those probably after they come. But the big news, in my family at least, is my sister is going to be having a child. This is the first child in our generation, not me or my sisters. This is the first grandchild, the first great-grandchild, and I think even the first great-great-grandchild. I'm a little estranged from my relatives, from my family, but I mean, that's how things go. Sometimes you're the black sheep, sometimes you make yourself the black sheep. I think I'm more the latter. My heart was out here in the forest a little bit more than it was in the desert, in the city. But I still hold my family with me all the time. They're wonderful, amazing people. And in this season of uncertainty, of loss, death, and destruction in the eyes of many, fear, spookiness, new life is such an amazing symbol. Such a bright light. Such a hope for the future. I'm excited. I think there's a lot of good things coming our way. And that's not to say these aren't painful things coming our way. But just that new life of getting that perspective. I guess that means a trip is probably coming up soon too. That too is another symbol. Again, a really exciting one. Especially when every day just walking to the store or making one of these feels like a quest all on its own. It's going to be great to actually be out there and see all kinds of things with new eyes, new skin, new mind, and an old sense of self that I hadn't seen since I was a kid. That's where the magic's at, right? That's where the wonder's at, right? Why stay jaded when life is so great? I appreciate this time that I get to spend here sharing my thoughts and feelings. And sometimes I guess making it a little bit of a diary. But until next time, sending my love.